Hi Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to your intuitive tarot reading for the month of August 2025, aka Leo season, well, midway. And some cards are falling out already. Alright. This is a time where risk is on your mind, while at the same time a lot of information, a lot of we started with the world at the bottom. I just wanted to get a few cards before we got started. You're at a time where you may feel like you're preparing for a risk, and that could be a part of, yet not only because of something that's really ending in your life. It's possible that you may be receiving a lot of information, opportunities, or you may be doing a lot of different things, not only externally to prepare. You're being prepared, but now you're consciously preparing yourself on a day-to-day. Something in your life has come to a close, and that part of you is wherever it is that we're building strength to become brave, to become more courageous in your life. And for Taurus rising specifically, this is an Aries card, and that's your 12th house. Saturn and Neptune are both retrograde there. Eventually in September, Saturn will retrograde back into Pisces. But for August, it'll be in your 12th house. So things may show up at work that cause this shift. Mainly perhaps negative, but it could be positive depending on how you look at it, and also depending on the Taurus. So things may come up in work in order for you to practice something, not just the bravery, but you may already be experiencing this now where it's the spiritual side, it's the belief. You're practicing the belief in yourself, that no matter what comes at you, or no matter what you're dealing with, the dynamics, the relationships, whatever that may be, especially with Venus in your second house right now, it's sharpening your skills and talents and your ability to communicate directly. Though it's taken a journey, the Fool to the World, literally the beginning of the tarot, the arcana, to the end of the arcana. We're almost at the end. This will be good for your health in a lot of ways. It's something that's been on your mind, something that you maybe have been brewing in your mind at that. And the world is all the fixed signs, and it's possible that you checked every corner and finally you're like, I tried everything, and now it may just be time to move on. For some of you, again, that will start more internally as a belief spiritually and then become more physical. Sorry about that. Or it's a mixture that it's physical, but you need to prepare yourself and get ready. Whatever that means, whether it be financially, or you may have to overcome that and believe in yourself so much at a time where there's so much in transition that you're deciding to make this decision for yourself in your life. Now, Mercury is retrograde right now, and it's causing you to see where it is that you, again, clarifying even deeper, where your skills can guide you, where your ability to utilize what you have already, what you've learned, what you've been learning, to guide you forward. It's going to help you break free of any mental control over your belief that the change that you're ready for is going to cause friction. It will cause moments of doubt in order for you to believe more. For some of you, this has to do with the way you were raised, the programming, the conditioning, specifically from a father figure, a Capricorn, or it's the places in your life that really shaped the way you see things. Also thinking about the way you see things for others as opposed to the way that you see them for yourself. Your ability, again, to believe and find luck for others and see things for others, yet not always moving on them yourself. Even though perhaps when you're scrolling, you're watching, you're like, I could do that, or I could do that, or like, that's something. Choose one and just start doing it. And if there's something you've already been doing, now's a great time to keep that emotion. And you know what that will do? It will cause you to come to terms or reckon with, make peace with, heal. Which those words sound so nice, but it's true. And there may be, some resistance or turmoil or emotions, anger, whatever's underneath the control, the stubbornness, the ability to be inflexible, along with how that has shaped your nervous system. And where now you can gain control, bottom of the deck, over whatever. This is perfect, Taurus. And then we'll continue to talk more because there's a lot of cards out here. Especially about wherever in your life has caused you to not necessarily devalue yourself, but cause you to value how this conditioning, this way of thinking has caused you to value something or a certain way of life. Yet there's this other way. Uranus finally leaving your sign. We have Leo season, Mercury retrograde in Leo. We're wrapping up a 3-year cycle with Leo that has been Taurus risings in and out of your 4th and 3rd house. And now you're able to communicate with yourself where you've been stuck or perpetuating a cycle of scarcity and lack. Dun 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 dun. And where that doesn't serve the Empress mindset. Now, am I telling you to be delusional? Maybe. Maybe you need to be a little delusional about who you are right now and who you are in your near future. The belief in yourself is going to take precedent in your day-to-day life, and that will allow you to act physically on whatever it is that you're wanting to move forward with. It will cause you to treat the relationships in your life differently, because there's a knowing and understanding and an actively discerning boundary around what you can control. For some of you, it's a creative project. For others of you, if you could be pregnant, could be with child, this is that card. And whatever caused lack is now showing up to show you that there's so much abundance at this time. Even Mars in Virgo style, take out and write out a list of what you've received in the past few weeks. Whether it's words of wisdom or encouragement, support, material objects, money, love, appreciation, consideration, being heard and seen is a big part of this journey for you, for being you. Something I did actually write down is like, there are many options available to you as long as you are safe enough and prepared to let down the reins of your constriction over abundance, or your ability to create it or be involved with creating abundance, and what actual abundance means to you. What does it feel like? What physically represents abundance to you? And the Empress is all about nature. Maybe getting into nature shows you, maybe having freedom, maybe having a travel experience, whatever that is for you, helps you understand and expand upon whatever's been constricting your life. Because it had to do with what you didn't choose when you were younger, what you saw, but also as a Taurus, it's a growth point physical abundance and secure, and what that means in terms of security, but not total security within the self, is going to show up for you. And it's a process. And now there is more control over your emotions, especially your emotional response to, oh my God, maybe you have to pay something, maybe things are tight right now with money, maybe, the transition of the job, maybe you're just starting to transition, maybe you're just starting to create something, maybe you're at a plateau, right? Whatever point, whatever point of this journey that you're on, you're experiencing this feeling of transformation through lack, and how that relates to where your nervous system is, how you feel about yourself, and what situations, dynamics, or who was involved in those dynamics caused you to get stuck perhaps in a certain place, and addressing that. As a Taurus, there's so many options to you. If you're an undercover artist, just start and put it out there. Maybe that's a way of you're making passive income while also doing something that you absolutely love, right? Something is being born out of you at this time, and is it going to always be fun? Depends on how you handle it. It depends on how you approach it, because there's a lot of love. And if the hardships are happening and those are obvious in your life, I would just ask and advise, any way that you can control, to expand the joy. Where you feel like joy or this bravery, and maybe being courageous and brave is bringing you more joy, and maybe that's just revealing and accepting different sides of yourself, or the imperfection, or the discomfort of the change, but also being willing to be so okay with it. That's the mental, right? There's not a lot of swords out here. Actually, there are no swords out here, but that is the mental. Aries in your 12th house. Aries is the head. So there's my connection for you. The 9th house, Taurus risings, in this Capricorn card. I'm preparing you as if it's all going to be hard. For some of you, this is going to be an obvious answer, and it will allow you to, whatever this Magician, 8 of Cups, reverse Devil, Page of Cups is allowing space to be open, whether it is with a Sagittarius or a Capricorn, or this is Mercury retrograde having you address some things about the way that your mind has been fixed, the way that your beliefs have been fixed, the way you've seen things, perhaps coming from a fatherly figure. And if maybe you've been trying, or even internally there has been some feelings harbored, maybe it has been a catalyst to bring you where you are today, and how far you've come in terms of what success means to you. And again, that word abundance, what that means to you. And it's showing you how that's controlled the parameters a little too much in the masculine way. And the Page of Cups is saying you have an option now. The world is saying you have an option now. And you come to this place time and time again, and you can create something out of this. Even if it's something that perhaps could cause, especially if you put it out there, if it's art in any way, shape, or form, and it's something you put out there that can cause responses or reaction from this dynamic or this person. First, I want you to think of doing this for you. It's for yourself. It's an ode to the version of you that you were and the version of you that you're becoming now. No matter the layer, the level, or the frequency that is. It's having you realize that sometimes the block is mental in the way we communicate to ourselves, or what's been communicated to us. Actually, this might befitting for some of you, and I'm going to bring it up probably with a couple signs, I imagine. I came across this TikTok that said like children that needed to be needed or learn to be needed by their parents is a way of theft. Now, that card's not out here either, but the part I want to get to, and I know that part is within itself, has weight. It's about how that settled into your worthiness, and being needed is what fixated and filled that worthiness, yet you don't necessarily need to be needed and that to feel worthy, right? It's feeling worthy of who you are. And that's what I'll come back to, because I didn't finish that. Because you could do many things. And it's about who you are, and that's what brings value. Because there are choices out here for you. And how abundant is that even? You have choices that you don't realize that you have because of the constriction, the glass ceiling that you feel like you're under. And now you take your power back because you maybe educate yourself. You learn more, you expand your mind, you look at people and you find that jealousy or envy or like, oh, I can do that, is just solidifying your worthiness and understanding of what is possible for you. And the art or the creating in any way, shape, or form that is for you is the catalyst to the change. That's being communicated to you, and through this learning, it's sharpening your skills of understanding. It's doing for yourself and knowing that you've done harder. Being needed filled something at some point, and that feeling was comfortable. So the feeling of being yourself, even though it looks amazing as the Empress, can be slightly uncomfortable before it gets comfortable. And then there will still be those moments that continue as you continue to expand. Jupiter in your third house, Taurus risings for a year, because you writing, communicating, could be about family, right? That could actually be a point of education that you share. Maybe you start to teach something. You're writing about something. You're expressing in some way that alters your mind. Maybe art is what teaches you. Maybe that's what, during times of art, it expands your mind. Call it art therapy. If you're not in therapy, maybe you have your own art therapy. They say it's just like microdosing mushrooms. So if you don't necessarily want to do that, maybe this is it for you. And knowing that you can now categorize in the spaces in your life where you feel overly needed to fill something, and now you can feel where you can just be yourself. That you can show up as a friend or a loved one and just be yourself and not give more than that of what's required or asked of you. And that's safe. And maybe you hang out there for a while and make decisions from there. And you learn to have faith in the process of maybe making more money if you need it, being able to pay something if you need it, communicating help and your needs. You'd be surprised at who's waiting to help you. Especially the Creator, the divine, and then allowing to receive yourself to receive it. This is a journey from the beginning, because you may have Taurus risings, Leos in the fourth house. You may have flashbacks. You may feel the depth of the healing all the way to your ancestry and the emotional security. You may feel so soulful when you're around your family. You just feel this connection that maybe not others feel, but it it grounds you if you find yourself around them this month, regardless of how things are going. It gives you a chance to just be and accept things as they are. I just think that's powerful for you right now, and the control that you have that allows you to not go through maybe a drastic experience if some news hits you that you can't necessarily control, whether it is about money or your home life. Maybe you're needing to move or being asked to move, or looking at a home expense even at this time that you weren't expecting, and you're needing to trust and open up and allow yourself to break free from thinking that you have to carry it all, because you don't. And matter of fact, there's people probably right next to you, beside you, around you that have probably asked you if you needed something. Go look through your texts. Go look through your text messages. Go look through them. Or anyone that you're seeing, you have plans with coming up. Be willing to be open and say, maybe if I don't know yet, I might need your help. And just notice how people react and respond. And also, as a Taurus rising myself, I'm feeling really looking nice, feeling good. So make sure you're taking care of your body the best that you can. And that means your emotional body, right? Empress comes out, the head and the neck. This is about your true connection, your lack of doubt, and more certainty of trust in the divine, and that you are supported. You may find that in the people around you, in having a foundation, in having a home. Maybe you start there, your internal home, your home around you, the people in your life, your village, your tribe, how they show up for you. And then you start to realize, wow, then why wouldn't the universe and the creator be there? Maybe you start so physical and you spiral out, and just take a moment to notice that every day, and just how that will help heal, maybe wash out, maybe you'll release some things. You might even hear unexpectedly from someone, and that may trigger healing, because trigger is healing for you. Trigger or cause a boundary to go up, or maybe bring a healing in your life that is unexpected at this time, that you maybe didn't know you needed to hear. You might hear some words that you didn't know you needed to hear, or you might get some validation or compliments that you can actually receive that heals any words or doubts that were placed in you by someone else. You don't realize how much hardware, how much that's in that hardwiring, and how much you need to hear it and feel it. Okay. My foot's a little asleep, so we're gonna end here. I'm excited to get more into this reading though, because there's some stuff in here, Taurus. There's some great stuff in here. All information to work with me one-on-one is below. That extended direct link on Patreon, this is also there. So if you just want to sign up to get these readings into your inbox every month, all of those options are available to you. I'm Venusian Wave on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And everything to work with me one-on-one is below. We'll see you next time.